my dear students. Welcome to today's science class. Children, we are continuing with the chapter separation of substances, and in yesterday's class we have discussed about the method of separation of solid liquid mixture. Today we are going to discuss about the method of separation of liquid mixture. So now let's recall what we have done in the previous class. In the previous class, we have discussed about the process of conversion of water into vapor is called evaporation. Churning is the process of shaking up cream or whole milk to make butter. Crystallization is a process to obtain the solid from a solution in crystal form. So these three methods, evaporation, churning and crystallization, is used to separate the solid from the liquid mixture. And we have already seen and we have already discussed about how the crystallization and evaporation method can be used to obtain the solid from the mixture. Fine. So let us now look at the objectives of today's class. So the objectives of today's class is to understand the method of separation of liquid mixture, and we'll be discussing about distillation, separating funnel, and also we'll be able to identify the methods which is used to separate a mixture which contains more than one kind of impurities, and we cannot use only one method to separate the impurities from such type of mixtures. So we need to use different methods to separate the impurities because the impurities have different properties. So we'll also be looking into the separation of impurities which have different properties. Children, we have already discussed about the separation methods which is used to separate the solid liquid mixture. We use the methods like churning, crystallization and evaporation. I am pretty sure that you have understood how crystallization and evaporation can be done, and then the solid from the mixture can be obtained. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the separation methods which is used to separate liquid mixture. For example, oil and water, then acetone and water. Yes, so we can separate a liquid mixture using different separation methods, and the methods which are used is distillation and a funnel called separating funnel. So in the process of distillation, you'll find that the process of condensation is also used to separate the liquid mixture. So children, let us understand first how the process of distillation takes place. Children, let us understand the process of distillation. Distillation is a process of separation which involves simultaneous vaporization by boiling of a liquid and condensation. So you can see in the picture that there is a distilling flask and the solution is put into the flask. There is also a condenser, and there is a water outlet and cold water inlet, and also there is a distillate where the liquid will be collected. There is also a thermometer to find out the temperature of the boiling liquid. So the liquid, when it is added in the distilling flask and heated, the liquid which has less boiling point, say for example, two liquids are mixed which has a boiling point of 70 degrees Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius. So when the solution is heated, the liquid which has 70 degree Celsius boiling point will first get evaporated, and the temperature will be shown in the thermometer. So it will pass the gas, the vapor of that liquid will pass through the condenser, and as cold water is passed through the condenser, as it passes through the condenser, the vapor will again convert into liquid by condensation, and slowly the liquid will flow into the distillate. So we have to keep an eye on the thermometer. As soon as the temperature in the thermometer rises above 70 degrees Celsius, that means we should understand that the liquid which has the boiling point of 70 degree has got vaporized. All the liquid has got vaporized. So now the liquid which is left is another liquid. Yes. So in this point we need to stop the process. So when this process is used, we have to be very careful with the temperature shown in the thermometer. So this is how the separation of two liquids can be done with the help of the process of distillation. And remember, here we need to mix the liquid which has different boiling point. Children, I hope that all of you have understood the process of distillation. So distillation is a process where both evaporation and condensation is used to separate the liquid-liquid mixture. Children, do you know that the boiling point of all liquids are different? The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of different liquids are different. So depending on the boiling point, that means the temperature at which the liquid begins to boil. So that's the boiling point. So the boiling point is different for all liquids, and depending on the boiling point of the liquid, we can use the process of distillation to separate the two liquids easily. Children, let us now understand the method of separating liquid-liquid mixture by using a separating funnel. A separating funnel is a dome-like funnel which helps to separate the liquid mixture such as oil and water. Oil is lighter and it floats on the surface of the water, so it can easily separate the oil from water in a liquid-liquid mixture. Another method can be used, that is the process of decantation. But usually if we use the process in which the separating funnel is used to separate the oil and the water, it will be much more easier and helpful to separate these two liquids. So let us now understand how the separating funnel is used. Children, now let us understand how separating funnel can be used to separate liquid-liquid mixture. If you mix milk with water, you cannot distinguish between the two. Such liquids are called miscible. If you mix oil and water, you'll be able to see that the oil is floating on the surface of water. That means they are immiscible liquids. So to separate immiscible liquids, separating funnel is used. So in the picture you can see the separating funnel. It has a barrel shaped glass tube which has a thin stem at the base. At the end of the glass barrel shaped glass tube, you'll see that there is a stem and there is also a stopcock. So the immiscible liquid mixture is poured into the funnel from the top and allowed to stand for some time. It is allowed to stand and then the liquid forms separate layers. So when it is allowed to stand, as you can see in the picture, it forms different layers, means separate layers. The lighter liquid forms the upper layer, whereas the heavier liquid will form the lower layer. So here in this case, the oil is forming the upper layer and the water is forming the lower layer. The liquid at the lower level is collected first by carefully opening the stopcock. So the stopcock has to be opened like when you open the tap, the water begins to flow. Similarly, when you open the stopcock, the liquid which is heavier, in this case the water will begin to flow. As soon as the heavier liquid has flown completely and you see that the oil comes at the mouth of the funnel, you have to stop, or we have to close the stopcock. Then the two liquids will be separated. So in this way we can separate two immiscible liquids which do not mix with each other. So this is one way of separation of liquid-liquid mixture. Children, I hope that all of you have understood how to use the separating funnel. So it will be very easy to separate oil and water from the mixture by using a separating funnel. Now children, let us move ahead to our next topic, that is when more than one kind of impurities are mixed together with each other, what is the method used? Yes, so we know that the properties of the impurities are different, and depending on the property we use the different methods of separation. Like if the material or the impurity is larger in size, then we use the method of sieving. Yes, or we use the method of sedimentation. And if it is light or heavy, we use the method of winnowing. So in this way we use different methods depending on the properties of the impurities. Now if many impurities are mixed together which do not have the same property, how can we separate the impurities from each other? Yes, we have to separate the impurities from the mixture, and we cannot use only one method. Say for example, we cannot use only sedimentation, we cannot use only hand picking. Different methods and different ways has to be used to separate the impurities from the mixture. So now let us understand how to separate different kinds of impurities with the help of an activity. Children, after understanding the various methods to separate the mixtures, let us now understand how to separate mixtures which have more than one impurities, and also the impurities are having different properties. So you can see that I am mixing different impurities together. I mixed salt, then some soil, stones and iron nails. So what can we do? Now we cannot use the same method to separate the substances, so we will be using different methods to separate. So first I am trying to separate the nail from the mixture using a magnet. Yes, and the process is called magnetic separation. Children, you can also first remove the stones, no problem with that, but here first I am separating the nails. Now I am separating the stones with the help of process called hand picking. Since the stones are larger in size, so we can separate it by hand picking. Now the mixture of soil and salt is left. Now what to do? How to separate? Because salt and soil is having different properties. So what we'll do is we'll take the mixture in a glass. Yes, so as you can see that I'm taking the mixture in a glass, and then we will be pouring water into it. That means we will add some water into the mixture. Now what will happen, children? Soil and salt have different properties. Salt is what? Can dissolve in water. It is soluble substance, and soil is insoluble substance. So when we add water, the salt will get dissolved, but the soil will not be dissolved. Yes, so allow the mixture to stand for some time, and after that how can we separate the soil? We can separate the soil by the method of filtration. Yes, so we can separate it with the help of filtration, and here I am using the filter paper to get a clear supernatant liquid. Yes, remember that the liquid which is obtained after filtration is called what? Supernatant liquid. So here I am filtrating the liquid with the help of filter paper so that I get a clear liquid. Now you can see that the liquid is passed through the filter paper, and drop by drop it is falling into the glass, and as it is falling into the glass you can see that the liquid is clear. It's not as dirty as it was. Yes, so that means all the soil particles have been left in the filter paper, and now you have clear water. Now next what? Yes, so we have already discussed about this process of separating the salt from a solution. So what we need to do? We need to heat the liquid now. So the liquid which we got after filtration has to be heated. So what is mixed in the water now? In the water, what is mixed? Salt is mixed. So we need to obtain the salt. Here I would like to say one thing. Children, in the process of evaporation, the water will be lost. We cannot collect the water. So distillation is used. In sometimes in separating solid liquid mixture, the process of distillation is also used so that we can collect both the solid and the liquid substance. Fine. So here you can see that it is heating, it's becoming hot, the liquid is boiling, and you can also see that some white substances are sticking on the walls of the bowl. So what are this? This is nothing but this is the salt which has been mixed in the solution. So children, you have seen that how different methods are used to separate different impurities. Yes, different impurities which have different properties. So we can separate any type of impurities depending on its properties by using different methods. We cannot use same method to separate impurities which have different properties. So children, you can see the salt is obtained. Children, after watching the activity, I am sure that you have understood how the different methods can be used to separate the impurities which are present in a mixture which do not have the same property. So with this we come to the end of this chapter. We have completed the chapter, and from next class onwards we will be doing our worksheet, and these are the 5 chapters which are going to come for your PT1. So children, since we have completed today's class, let us now summarize what we have learned. We have learned that distillation is a process of separation which involves simultaneous vaporization of a liquid and condensation. So vaporization takes place by boiling. Immiscible liquid, that means the liquid which do not mix with each other. Immiscible liquids like oil and water can be separated by using a separating funnel. The process used for separation depends on the kind of impurities present in a mixture. And lastly, we learned that when a mixture contains more than one kind of impurities, we can use more than one method of separation. So this is all for today's class. Thank you and have a great day.